When I got back from seeing Aquaman yesterday, I kind of figured to myself that that was most likely my last cinema visit for 2018. Yeah, seems logical to consider. However, when a family member offered me the chance today to tag along to see Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I thought, why not? Might be fun. This was a movie that I'd seen the trailers for and I thought it looked decent, but I felt I could maybe skip. Well, having seen it, it fits into the category of I was going to skip it, but I'm glad I didn't. Because frankly, this movie is just big, ridiculous, ton of fun. I mean, there's nothing more to really be said about this. It's just a ton of fun. The movie focuses around the newest version of Spider-Man, Miles Morales. He's a teenager, he's attending a boarding school, he's trying to get his life together when he is, of course, bitten by the radioactive spider. However, that's not all he has to deal with, as he soon has to face the facts that his uncle is, well, not all as he seems. Sorry, a little bit of spoilers. But he also has to deal with a ton of Spider-Man from other universes. He met the version of Spider-Man, Peter Parker, from his life, from his universe, from his world, only he quickly got killed. And now he has to deal with another version of Peter Parker who's kind of fallen on hard times. Is a girl who we had a crush on, Gwen Stacy, who turns out to be Spider-Woman. You also get a version of Spider-Man from an Earth where it's, I think, the 1930s. A kind of manga-type girl named Penny Parker who has basically a giant spider mech controlled by a spider named Spider. And also Spider-Ham. Spider-Man as a pig. As I said, this movie is ridiculous, but it's a ton of fun to watch. I'll admit, I did know a little bit kind of going into this. I mean, I knew about the alternate version of Spider-Man. I mean, Peter Parker is, of course, the kind of most famous one. I did know quite a bit about him. But then, kind of, from other times, I did look up kind of other versions of Spider-Man. For example, kind of earlier this year, I did get a copy of Spider-Man Noir, which I found to be quite a good read. There was also Edge of Spider-Verse, which kind of introduced kind of a lot of the characters that appeared in the movie, such as Gwen Stacy's Spider-Man, and Spider-Man Noir, and also Spider, which I felt was rather nice. And although I didn't see the end credit scene, I know there was one of Spider-Man 2099. So I did look up other versions of kind of Spider-Man kind of throughout this past year, and but honestly, the main focus of the story is around Miles Morales, and while it's sad to think that we probably won't get a live-action version of Miles Morales, at least in our lifetime, I think this movie pretty much makes up for that. I mean, the closest we're likely to get was Spider-Man Homecoming's kind of hinted him with Donald Glover being their kind of version of the Prowler. Which, he does mention that he doesn't want the weapons in this neighborhood because he's got a nephew and wants to keep the streets kind of free from the weapons. So yeah, that's pretty much the closest we'll get to Miles Morales in the MCU, and I can't really see them doing him in live action, kind of part of the Venomverse or the other kind of movies there. But honestly, this movie is just great. Plus, it includes a lot of stuff that they probably wouldn't be able to do in the other movies. For example, the kind of main villain of the film, spoiler alert, is Kingpin. Which, yeah, in the comics, Spider-Man has fought Kingpin on several occasions. However, they probably wouldn't do him on the kind of big or small screen nowadays because, well, he was part of the Daredevil show before it got cancelled, and therefore I think they kind of tied up Kingpin with Daredevil. But it's great to kind of see Spider-Man on the big screen battling Kingpin, as well as a whole load of other kind of great villains. I mean, you've got a female version of Dr. Octopus, Olivia Octavius. Yeah, she's pretty fun. You've also got a version of the Scorpion. Yeah, it's pretty fun. And as I said, this movie is just a ton of fun, but then it also kind of hits you hard in the feels. I mean, there's one moment towards the end. Spoiler alert for anyone who hasn't seen the movie. There's one moment when all the other spider people have just kind of thought that they've got a big mission they have to do if they want to get back home, and Miles says ideally he has to be the one to do it, as none of the others can stay in his dimension, otherwise they'll glitch and fade. He's the only one who can do it, and they all just think, no, you're not ready for it. Basically, have him webbed up, and then swing off. And then there's just a beautiful moment of Miles' father wanting to talk to Miles, but obviously assumes that Miles isn't really up for talking to him at the minute, and so just talks to him through the door. And it's honestly quite a beautiful scene, just seeing Miles there, listening to his father for pretty much the first time in ages, and truly understanding and feeling. I mean, it's just beautiful to watch. I mean, the casting in this movie, I can't comment much on most of the casting. I mean, the actors all do a great job. Didn't really see actors in there. I didn't really see actors in there. I just saw the characters they were playing. I mean, I looked up and I found Chris Pine was in it as the version of Peter Parker who gets murdered. I thought, really? Oh, blimey, I didn't know that was him. But then the two that I feel stuck out for me that when I read them were Nicolas Cage as Spider-Man Noir, to which, yeah, his character turned up on screen, he spoke, and I was like, yeah, that's Nicolas Cage. But I thought he worked. I thought he did really well. I mean, just him being amazed by colour, and then at the end of the film, wanting to take a Rubik's Cube home. I mean, that to me was pretty funny. But then, yeah, the other one who I was a bit surprised when I found out it was her, but I found was pretty good, was Lily Tomlin as Aunt May. And to which I thought, really? Wow. Lily Tomlin supposedly was the original voice of the teacher in the original run of The Magic School Bus. And yeah, I mean, frankly, in this movie, they made Aunt May out to be a badass. I mean, she shows them Peter's spider cave, or spider wet room, where he has created several different costumes, and then towards the end of the movie, when Miles finally has that moment, he goes off to her and she's like, yeah, there, you took your time. Yeah, finally. And then just have her create a suit for him, or help him create the suit. Aunt May's a badass in this universe. And yeah, it's a great fun film, and to be honest, well, with most comic book movies, you do get a small sense of, oh, you're watching a movie that's based on a comic book. For this, you don't really. I mean, it's not just because it's animated, but you actually get a sense that you're watching a movie version of a comic book. And it's just great fun. So, yeah. Yeah, I've not really much more to say about it, but yeah, Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse was one movie I didn't intend to see, but I'm mighty glad I did. Because this was just a ton of fun to watch. Can't wait for it to come out on DVD, and I urge you, if you haven't seen it, please, take your time. It really is brilliant. There you go, my views on Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse. Didn't intend to see it, but loved it. Till next time, see ya.